Welcome to the Evidence-Based Marketer. I'm Andrea Loyne, Digital Marketing Specialist here.
And I'm William Chettle, Director of Experience and Engagement here at Symmetry Partners.
Increasingly, marketing is becoming more and more digital. And so we've decided to kick off our three-part series on the three pillars of digital marketing to highlight those three pieces that are changing every day.
And these are really, I think, essential to any digital marketing initiative or focus. And as Andrea said, much of what you're doing now in marketing is going to involve digital marketing, and all the traditional things that people used to do may or may not apply, but there's very few businesses that, if they want to succeed, can ignore these three pillars.
That's very true. And so we're going to kick off today with marketing automation, because it's one of those methods that firms big and small are using to grow their business in multiple ways. And it's becoming table stakes at this point that you have some sort of marketing automation to help make your business more efficient.
And I think a lot of people are confused about marketing automation because it sounds like, oh, well, I just push a button and all my marketing is done for me.
Right.
So it might help folks if you kind of dive in here and give a little bit of a background on what it is and how it is currently being used.
Yep. Marketing automation, it's using a software to help manage or, make these small menial tasks, the repetitive marketing tasks that you're doing all the time, using that software to put into play workflows to help you have to only push one button instead of 10, have to post on every digital channel instead of just one. So it does a lot of things. A marketing automation platform can collect your customer data based on activities on your website, on landing pages that you use, or content that you send out. It can send a weekly or monthly newsletter out for you at a specific time to all your subscribers without any minimal work on your side. There is still work that has to be put in. You still have to build out the content. But once the content is built, it really helps you to automate those processes. And you can send out reminders for your customers to schedule meetings with you, to, it's time to buy another subscription or update your plan. You can set all of that to go automatically. So all of these little tasks that can add up to quite a bit of time can be automated using a marketing automation software.
And it root for a lot of firms. And now there's some folks that are just using marketing automation to send out emails or to build landing pages on websites. But at the root of it really is your CRM. Mm-hmm. I mean, understanding who your customers, your clients, your prospects are is kind of the hub of this, because everything else ultimately revolves around that. And one of the benefits of a lot of these systems is they are starting to centralize this. And so you're not having to go to one place to look up customer data, another place to send emails, another place to build landing pages. It is all bringing it together. And I think there is a multiplier effect, that the ability to combine all these inputs and outputs into one place, build workflows, actually makes the whole greater than the parts.
Yeah, and you're finding, tools like HubSpot or Salesforce are coming out, and they have a CRM platform. They also have this marketing automation platform to go along with it. And then you have others, a lot of financial advisors use Redtail. There's a program out there called Zapier that realizes the importance of having your CRM connected to your marketing automation software is huge. And they have found ways to plug into all these different ones that are out there. So Zapier can plug your Redtail into HubSpot. It can plug it into Salesforce. There's all these links that you can make. And it's a great idea to do this because A, you're going to stay in front of these prospects a lot better if all of their information is there. But B, it saves you time. If somebody goes to your website and fills out a form or hits a landing page and gives you their contact information, if your CRM is connected, you automatically have their information. They're already going to be part of your marketing at that point.
And I think a key thing that also people forget is, there's this principle of GIGO, which is garbage in, garbage out. And so it as in all marketing, and we say this again and again, there are no magic bullets. And so you still have to create the workflows. You still have to create the emails. You still have to create the messaging, the landing pages that are going to be compelling. One of the nice things about marketing automation is you can actually test these things. You can do A/B testing. You can test whether, coloring a button red or blue is going to be more effective. Using this headline or that headline or this subject line or that subject line, which is going to be more effective. And using AI now, they're smart enough that, let's just say you're testing two subject lines in an email. It'll start out sending 50-50, but if one is getting more traction than the other, it will fairly quickly start to move towards the other subject line.
It will. That once the test runs out, it'll turn on the one that worked best. And you can even test, does your form do better on the page, up top as a pop-up? There's all these things. We are the evidence-based marketers, so we really enjoy the fact that marketing automation gives you insight into all of this. But the software does it for you. It used to be you'd have to physically run these tests yourself. And it was always important too, but now it makes it so much easier. So and if you're using the right platform, like William said, there are some platforms out there that only focus on social media, that only focus on email automation. And those are useful if you already have everything else in place. But using the right software for marketing automation, it's like one employee is accomplishing what 50 employees can perform manually. So if you have an all-in-one solution like a HubSpot or a Salesforce, you're getting more out of your employees.
Yeah, and it is providing you with a comprehensive view of what you're doing, not just in terms of marketing, but even in contacting clients, servicing clients. It can all be there visible, and so that you have a holistic 360 view of the client, of the prospect, and every point of contact that is occurring with that person.
And it makes your team more efficient. So for me, the number one benefit of marketing automation for our team, for other teams out there in the world, has been making things more efficient for us. It makes the entire department work better. And for our marketing team, it means that our team can do more creative work. We're able to focus on the major tasks of being marketing and not having to look at all of the little things that get in the way of your day to day, like planning. We get to do more planning. We can do more brainstorming. We can put more work into our campaigns and our projects in the long run, rather than focusing on, okay, well, how are we going to send it? Who are we going to send it to? It's all done for us.
And what's nice about this is that I often ask people, is your marketing working for you 24/7? Because a lot of people, unfortunately, their marketing is not really working for them 24/7. And having up a website is not really 24/7 marketing.
No.
And so, for example, you could put on your homepage using marketing automation, you could put an offer, and it could be, say, download this white paper. And anybody who downloads it, that could now enter them into, first of all, puts them into your system as a lead, and that can even trigger further workflows and activities. So let's just say somebody downloads the white paper, mainly that perhaps that triggers a 2 email sequence and even maybe a reminder to call them. And you could even do further if-then statements. So, for example, you send an email following up on the white paper. You've got another topic in there that is aligned with the white paper. Somebody clicks on that topic. Now that could trigger a new email sequence. And so it's, you could create an almost endless sort of progression of marketing and contacts, but it's a great way to add value, to demonstrate expertise. At its simplest level, it's you visit that website, you click on a pair of shoes, and then those damn shoes follow you around, and then you get the email from Zappos saying, "Hey, were you checking us out?"
Yep. Or if you leave something in your cart, you forgot this. Yeah.
Which after a while it gets really annoying.
There is a balance you have to hit. E-commerce is very different than a service industry. You don't want to be pestering your clients and your prospects. Staying in front of them once, twice a month is great. And then using social media daily, 3-4 times a week to stay in front of them in other ways is a nice, way to put it all together.
Yeah. And a bad example that we've used before on this podcast was I got an email telling me to download a white paper. And I didn't. And then a week later, I got an email saying, "William, are you okay? Because we sent you something that was incredibly valuable and you didn't click on it, so we're worried that you're not doing all right. Maybe
are you okay?
Did you fall down and can't get up? Do we need to call 911? I mean, it was ridiculous.
Well, and there's lots of services out there that you can hire to do marketing emails for you. Just make sure that you know the content that's going out. One of the biggest, we're going to talk about SEO later, but one of the biggest things is content doesn't make you look like an expert. So hiring someone else, and this was the case in this situation, it was a 52-week campaign. Nobody wants to, be pestered 52 times. Monthly is even maybe sometimes a bit much, but make sure that if you hire somebody, you know the content that's going out on your behalf. But if you have marketing automation in place, you could actually build the content and still have it go out. You could set something to go out, once a month, and it'd be set up and ready to go.
But that's a general principle. You should always, in any communication you do, especially in service industries, you should always be educating and you should always be adding value. And it should not be just sort of, hey, look at me, I'm great, you really need to call me. It should be, here's something that you're concerned about or you're interested in, and here's more detail. Here's something that you might find valuable that'll give you new context or perspective or insights.
Well, and so there is also another huge benefit. I think our company has seen a big part of this, but to using marketing automation, it used to be you had a sales team and you had a marketing team. Using marketing automation and pairing it with your CRM, again, that's extremely important. You are going to help align that sales team and that marketing team. So your sales team is going to consistently know the messaging that marketing is putting out, what's going out all, at all times. And marketing is going to be able to communicate with sales through the CRM. So somebody opened an email, somebody scheduled a meeting with them. They're going to be alerted immediately, where in the past, even here, we used to download a spreadsheet of people who opened an email and send it over and say, okay, you guys should call these folks. It's immediate. And now the two teams are aligned and working very well together.
And we know with all our leads, all our prospects, did they just come to us out of the blue?
Right.
Was it a marketing lead? In other words, they came to us through one of our campaigns. Was it a marketing and sales lead? Was there a combined effort, or did sales just reach out to them on their own? And so that gives us great visibility, great transparency, and we're even able to track down to the level of, which of our salespeople, how long did they take to reach out to a lead? What were the results of this? And this is very, very powerful information. The other thing I think is really useful about this, and this is moving a little bit away from marketing, but a marketing automation system allows you to get your processes aligned and really dialed in. We're working with a team, great financial advisors, and they were saying, often we get these prospects, we have a good conversation, we get fairly far down the path. It looks like they want to work with us, and then something seems to be falling apart, and they end up not actually deciding to work with us. And so we looked at their process, and we found that they were doing some things like they were sending out a credit card bill far too soon in the process. They didn't have as much alignment as that they should have. And really, they did not have a consistent process. And so using marketing automation, we're in the process now of creating a whole process that takes a prospect through all the steps to becoming a client, and then beyond it with emails, landing pages, workflows. And what it does is, for the financial advisor, it makes it much, much easier. They don't have to think about it as much. Now, they will be now told, hey, you've had this second meeting with the client. This is the email you need to send. You might have to customize it a little bit to reflect things you discussed. And then, you're going to follow up in 2 weeks with a call or set up a meeting. And this can all be scheduled and set up very easily. And once you've done it, there's some work setting it up.
Yep.
After that, it makes it really, really easy.
Yeah, there's work on the front end, but once you set up what your triggers are going to be, your trigger could be they go from, in their life cycle stage, they could go from being a prospect to, someone that's a hot prospect or possible client or whatever you want to put in as your life cycle stage. And as they move through it,
it could even be they turn 65,
right?
Whatever it is. I mean, it can be that granular.
Yep. So, and everybody, there is a cost to marketing automation platforms, right? And you think, okay, it might be a high cost, but marketing automation not only helps to align the sales and marketing teams, but it helps with cost. It can lead to 14.5% increase in sales productivity, which means more money coming in the door. But it also can mean a 12.2% reduction in marketing overhead. So yes, you have the cost of the platform, but you're reducing the costs of your marketing team because, again, one employee can get the work of 50 employees done with these small menial tasks.
50 kind of crappy employees, but...
Well, yes. Well, and that was a large company.
Yeah.
Very large company.
But no, I mean, we are able to do, part of what we're able to do is thanks to Andrea's incredible talents, but it gives her the ability to scale enormously, and all of us to scale. And we are able to, with a small marketing team, have a big reach and able to accomplish a lot of things. And we could not have done it.
No, we couldn't. We internally use HubSpot, but we've researched multiple different platforms. The other thing it's helped us to do is, when you're marketing and you're marketing to mass amounts of people, it's really hard to personalize what you're marketing. And it used to be okay to just send out canned, here you go, I sent this to everyone. But with a marketing automation tool, you can actually personalize emails. You can personalize subject lines. You can personalize. We used to have to create, we had a 12-person sales team. We used to have to create 12 emails if we wanted to send ones each individual from each individual salesperson. Marketing automation has personalization tokens you can put in. And while you're still sending a mass send, a blast email, you are sending with a personalized first name in the subject line, a personalizing the email as they open it. It says, "Dear William." And that used to be hard to do because you couldn't do it at scale. And now you could send to 10,000 people. We don't recommend it, but you could send to 10,000 people and it still seems personal, like it's coming directly from someone internally.
And you could take it even further. If you have data on people, whatever that data is, their hobbies, their birthdays or anniversaries, the names of their children, their pets, whatever you put in your system, it is super easy to actually create. And you never want to be creepy about it.
That's true.
But it could be, hey Andrea, how's the weather in Connecticut? And I hope your two kids are doing well.
Yep. So according to Marketing Cloud, and if you haven't been to look at data on Marketing Cloud, it's actually, if you're a nerd, it's pretty great. 77% of buyers want unique targeted content in each stage of their research. So if they're just getting started and you can get in front of them with that new pair of shoes that they were looking at, that's going to help them. But give them some education behind why they want things, right? Someone goes to a financial advisor's website and they're just doing their initial due diligence. They're going to look for some key things. Is this person trustworthy? Is this person recommended? Is this person, someone I want to work with? But anything you send them once they hit your website needs to reiterate the fact that you are trustworthy, that you are an expert in your field, and that you can help answer questions that they are going to have.
Yeah, and as personalized as possible. I think personalization is the expectation now. And, it drives me a little batty when I get emails from big companies that suggest that I've dealt with before and bought things from, and it suggests that they have no idea who I am. When companies are trying to sell me, for example, women's clothing, and I've never bought anything for any women's clothing from them, it's annoying. And I get that they're maybe trying to expand their market and
cross-selling.
Maybe I would share something with my spouse or something like that. But they should do it in a more artful way. Like it's okay to get things about Mother's Day, right?
Right.
Okay, here's some Mother's Day things you may want to buy.
Not just here's some dresses you might like.
Right. It's that kind of understanding of context. But I think the expectation is you got to make it somewhat personalized, especially if people have a relationship with you of some kind.
And for me, the biggest benefit of a marketing automation platform is accurate reporting. So it's always been, marketing is a game of, does this work? Can this work? And for a long time, you just kind of threw spaghetti at a wall, right? You kind of knew your demographic, you knew things like that. Now you can test, you can check how things work. We do campaigns. You should always do some sort of postmortem, right? How did it work? What emails, what were your email open rates? How many people clicked through? What converted to business? And
stats for all industries are out there. Now in financial services, the open rate is for 18.1%. 18.1%. And so, and that of course includes everything from, big multinational financial companies sending broad messages to thousands of clients to communications from individual financial advisors to their clients. But we said 18.1%. That's our standard, and that's what we are looking to beat. And we relentlessly optimize to try to get there. And the good news is, in some cases, we've far exceeded that. And where we haven't, we are still working away and slowly getting our numbers better by testing, by looking at the data, by looking at what people respond to, what they clicked on or don't click on, and over time, you get better and better results.
Yep. And so you can look at things and say, okay, that worked or that didn't work. And you have to make sure that you're looking at both sides of that, right? So accurate analytics can help you spot points that worked and didn't work. And then if they didn't work, you can fix them in a manner that is quick and timely so that it doesn't have an impact and might have more of a positive impact on your business. And William says it all the time, marketing is a game of inches. If you're learning inch by inch how to make things better, all along the way, you're going to get better.
Yeah. And don't make the same mistake twice. Make new mistakes.
So that is a lot on marketing automation. But if you have any questions, you can always reach out to William or I, and you can find us on the evidencebasedmarketer.com. Next in our series for 3 pillars of digital marketing, we're going to focus on SEO, search engine optimization. This is a big one that not a lot of people understand, and it can be a scary subject. So we'll dive in and help you guys understand that. But for now, this is Andrea Lorne with the Evidence-Based Marketer, and we'll see you next time.
Symmetry Partners, LLC is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in states where it is properly registered, excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration of an investment advisor does not imply any specific level of skill or training and does not constitute an endorsement of the firm by the Commission. No one should assume that future performance of any specific investment strategy, product, or non-investment related content made reference to directly or indirectly in this material will be profitable. As with any investment strategy, there is the possibility of profitability as well as loss. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may not be reflective of current opinions or positions. Please note the material is provided for educational and background use only. Moreover, you should not assume that any discussion or information contained in this material serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice. Please note that nothing either stated or implied on this podcast is intended to be compliance or legal advice regarding your marketing program.